Morning guys, it's the final day of week 3, day 15. It's Friday the 24th of April and here we are at the end of another week. It's been a great week, it really has. Great start. I know some of you are taking a little bit longer to get back into the swing of things after your Easter break, but well done. All the work coming through, it's looking great, and I enjoyed catching up with a lot of you parents yesterday. I've got 5 or 6 more to speak to today. So looking forward to that as well. Before I forget, I sent an email yesterday about a Zoom session, group year 6 session at 3:30 today. You need to download the Zoom app or access via the internet. The details and the password are in my email from Mrs. Sharp. I forwarded to you guys yesterday. Any questions, let me know. I'll try my best to answer them. But looking forward to seeing how many people you guys can get together at 3:30 to get the whole class buying in and speaking to each other. I'm sure lots of them want to speak to each other and they miss each other very much. So looking forward to that. Did everyone see the Mrs. Hall's video yesterday on the YouTube channel? Unbelievable backflips and slam dunks. If you've not checked it out, it's definitely one to watch. So have a look with a hello message from Mrs. Hall's on the YouTube channel yesterday. Today is submission day, so you are submitting some work to me. You can submit it at any time today that you want to before 3:30. For me, the better, the earlier the better. Obviously, I'm making head teachers awards decisions and things like that by about 3 o'clock. But of course, if you want to submit it a little bit later, then that's down to you as well. So if you want to be in the reckoning for the head teachers award for all your hard work, get it into me by 3ish. If not 3:30 or 4, whatever's fine, whatever's easiest. So it's submission. Let me just remind you of what you're submitting today. You're submitting your I Opened a Magical Door and Saw poem from Tuesday. Any additions or changes you want to make to that, please do so. That's the Tuesday task from the Talk for Writing booklet, activity 2. And also today's activity, which is all to do with performance poetry. Now, I spoke to some of your parents, and some of the pupil reports I gave them were just on targets around performance poems, because we've not done any performance poems so far. So this is about The Door by Mr.F, a poem that this man here has wrote. And I'd like to see whether or not how you can consider the importance of fluency in expression. In this session, we're going to consider the importance of fluency and expression when we read. Begin by reading Mr.F Holub's poem The Door to the right here. You may like to listen to these 2 contrasting performances. So 2 different performances there of the poem as well. Decide which reading you prefer and why, and jot down your response. So like a little bit of research about how you could do it. Now, the 2 options you've got are this. Decide how you would like to perform this poem out loud and have a go at performing it. So you could send me a video, that could be your task today. So you could send me activity 2, and for activity 5, you could do a performance poem of The Door. And send me a video via WhatsApp, that's fine, or on email. Or if you feel like that might be a little bit too much for you today on a Friday, I'd like you to answer these questions A to E about the poem. And that still needs to be submitted. And at the bottom, it just tells you and reminds you what you need to submit there. Activity 2. And activity 5, performance of The Door, a video performance would be fantastic, or send a copy, and this must be detailed, guys, if you're choosing option B, send a copy of your written answers to the questions from task 5. Really thoughtful, reflective if you're doing that. If you want to do both, that's fine, but the minimum I expect is either performance, video, or answers to those questions in detail. Other than that, you've got your projects today as well to send to me. I'm looking forward to seeing your projects. If you want to have any extra challenges, last minute bits, check out the extra challenge down there. I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like today. Some really interesting ideas so far. Please don't stress out. If it's simple, it's got a key, it's got a few directions, it's got an explanation maybe of a journey you've done, that's plentiful. Don't feel like you need to stress out and go over the top and do too much with it. For maths, some of you have got a reasoning assessment today. I've given some people who have found time a little bit tricky an extra go in at a time activity, but the rest of you should have a reasoning paper, mixed assessment it's called, for your maths, which has been fantastic all week. So looking forward to seeing your submission of the following. Ooh, Ooh, activity 2 of the writing from Tuesday. Your poem about the magical door. Activity 5 from today. Performance of a video or answering the questions. As usual, your project. Now, you can send me a couple of photos, whatever you want to do. A video, I don't mind. As long as I get something that demonstrates just how hard you've worked for your project, for your geography theme project, that's fun as well. 2 English submissions, 1 topic project submission. And of course, our reading logs. 5 reading logs and a book review would be fantastic today as well. Lots to be doing, but then you've got the weekend, you've got your Zoom session at 3:30, and of course, between 4 and 4:30, it'll be flowers on the road coming out to see you. Hopefully I won't interrupt your Zoom session, and I'll come and see you and hand out some of our prizes. Well done to those who entered the quiz yesterday. Sorry it was a little bit late again, my internet was slow. You can still have a go at the quiz for an extra house point as always, and house points can be collected all the way from until today at 3:30 and onwards. So, you've got all those things to look forward to. I'll see some of you for the Head Teachers Award later. Looking forward to all your submissions. Oh, final thing, those people who are still want to do the PE challenge, send me a game. I've got 5 entries so far. Could still be you who wins it. A game that little young children or siblings could play. Have a look at Mr. Coins on the YouTube channel. That could be useful for a starting point where you can then design a game or an activity for a younger one to play. Make it fun, exciting. The ones so far have been spot on. Looking forward to all your work, guys. Have a fantastic Zoom session. Work your socks off today and then look forward to your Zoom session and maybe your treats later. See you guys. Bye. Flowers out.